Well, hello, this is Dr. Michael Prince with the Open Mic Broadcast Network, and I have been able to track down a young lady who used to be a part of PV Nation. She is now leading the charge at Paul Quinn in the Red River Conference in the NAIA division, and that is none other than Coach Erica Henry. Coach, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being a part of the Open Mic Broadcast Network. As I say, once family, always family. We know that your time had expired at Prairie View, and you're now the head lady in charge, I should say, at Paul Quinn. And tell us how all that came to be.
You know, patience, in all honesty, several opportunities to, be assistants at other places and possibly, some head coaching opportunities at other places, but, I stayed patient and persistent and prayerful, and this is where God led me, and it has been a journey, but it has been a great journey thus far, and I'm just in a blessed situation.
Well, you're in a blessed situation, and you're also in a very competitive conference, that being the Red River Conference in the NAIA division. A lot of schools from the Oklahoma, Texas, and parts of Louisiana area. And you guys, I believe it's 12 or 16 teams now in that conference.
Yeah, it's definitely very competitive. This conference typically sends between 4 and 5 to the NAIA National Championship every year. Unfortunately, Paul Quinn has not been one of those institutions that has, competed in that. But it's an up-and-coming program. It has phenomenal potential. They just needed an individual that wanted to tap into the potential of the college. And being that I'm very familiar with the conference and having sent some players there, having met a lot of the coaches and, connections that I have with this DFW, Houston, North Louisiana area, I think that with it being in Dallas, it has a great marketability. And, they just have to have somebody that's confident in place, who's able to get out and reach out to the right student athletes. But being familiar with the conference helps me to know exactly what it takes to be at the top. And my AD and the president see my vision. I'm a part of their vision, and we're just going to skyrocket. It's going to definitely take time, though, but I feel like I'm the person for that.
So that was part of you taking that, because I can imagine some friends and loved ones are probably scratching your head. Of all the places, Erica, why Paul Quinn? And so there is a method to the madness. Now, you and I had talked off the record, of course, and you had a very interesting theory on why you accepted the Paul Quinn job. Would you care to go into that?
I would. I think that the vision that I had is definitely the reason why I took this opportunity, being that it's been a program that hasn't been successful. I came on campus, and the one thing that I noted for myself, to sell myself, was the fact that I've been a part of pretty much everything and every kind of basketball program. But I've never been able to be much a part of one that is rebuilding. And when athletic directors, other head coaches, and people look at my resume, they see I've been a part of the championships. I've been a part of steady programs. But I haven't been a part of one that has been able to rebuild. And I think that for my growth, being able to say, last season this college was at the bottom of the conference and we make a tremendous jump or strides as the years progress, that makes me more marketable to people coming out and saying, okay, she really can get it done, not just hold the fort down as far as continue to be a part of something that has already been done. I am now making a mark towards my legacy. And so, that was one reason why I decided to take this job. And I think, you go out and you get the country kids, the urban kids that wouldn't mind living in a city. And so, just knowing where to recruit, how to recruit, and being able to make a big jump within the next 2 years, I think that it makes a big asterisk and star over my name. And so that's kind of one thing that I thought was suitable for me taking this position.
Very good. Now, could this be the beginning of a new niche for Coach Henry, where she will take teams that have been perennial losing programs, for lack of a better word, and then building them up and then going on to the next task?
You know, I want to say that that's something that I'm interested in, but I can't necessarily completely commit to that because I've been doing this now for 9 years between high school, junior college, Division I, Division II, and I don't know that I've necessarily found my niche as far as what I want to say is a strength of mine. One thing people can say about me is I can recruit and I'm intense. And so now going into this situation and having to rebuild and having to go from scratch, I see it possible, and if I do a great job at it, it could be exactly what I see myself doing for the remainder of my coaching career. But I know that is something that goes a long way on a resume. And so there are a lot of programs out there that need people that really want to rebuild instead of walking into a situation that is great. And if I do what I need to do here, these girls believe my vision, and the president and the athletic director continue to back me in what I believe and what I want to do, I don't see why not.
Absolutely. It sounds like a plan, and you're just a person to get it done. Now, a lot of people that are on the outside looking in don't understand that the world of coaching is a very hot and cold career to be in, because you could be hot today and next week they're saying we're going a different direction, and the next thing you know, you got to kind of uproot. So what's your mental approach when you decided to make this your career?
You know, in all honesty, I never thought I would be a college basketball coach. I have an undergraduate degree in occupational therapy. I have a master's degree in health and physical education. In all honesty, I knew that I would be in a health field of some sort, whether it be an occupational therapist or whether it be a rehabilitation specialist. But unfortunately, I had a career-ending injury that caused for me not to play professional basketball. And it happened so swiftly that I really wasn't able to gather my thoughts on what I wanted to do in my life after basketball. And I started to do some other things, but for me, I was missing something. And I started to see myself, just being in situations where I wasn't completely happy. And I knew that basketball was my happy place. So I decided to go into coaching. At first, I was like, Lord, if I'm anything like any of the coaches that ever coached me, I don't know what I'll be, because I love my coaches, but at the times, I never liked them. But one thing I do know is they taught me how to be a better woman, a better person outside of basketball. And so my whole thing is not only being a basketball coach, I want to be a life skills coach. I want to be someone that these young ladies can always look back at and say, if I didn't learn anything from my coach, I learned how to be a better woman, a better person. And so, that's honestly what I value my whole vision behind. A lot of times my girls come to the office and they come talk to me, and we don't even talk about basketball. We talk about things that are going on in their lives, in their personal lives, in their family lives, because at the end of the day, whatever you may say to them could ultimately change their whole mindset and their approach on the things that they're doing in academics as well as athletics. And so I want to make sure that I'm a social confidant for them and that they're growing. And so, that was kind of why I even chose to be a coach, is because, I'm a motivator, and that's something that I've always had in me. And being around basketball was, what other way can I motivate? Because that's what I knew. And so that was my whole approach to even starting coaching. And then I found out that passion I had as a player carried over in coaching. And so I just continue to do it. And yes, there's no stability, but at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you maintain your professionalism, that you continue to work hard, and that you're there for the students. Because at the end of the day, regardless if it's an athletic thing, you're there and you have the students' best interest at heart, and someone will always see that. And that's a need in higher education. So it's not only about the athletics portion, it's always about academics and making sure that these student athletes are great in social life, in their social life.
Well, we're on the phone with Coach Erica Henry, who is the new head basketball coach for Paul Quinn in the Red River Conference, Athletic Conference, I should say, the Red River Athletic Conference. And, Coach, you just made a very, what I thought was an important statement, that you are a motivator. And we know in the realistic realm of things, there are plenty of athletes who have ability to help turn that program around and other programs throughout the country. Mm-hmm. How do you, as a coach / recruiter / motivator, convince that not only that student but that parent that you're talking to that Paul Quinn is the place they need to be?
A lot of times, that's one reason why I chose this job too. Is like I told you, marketability is everything. I've always looked at, can I sell a program? It's not even about selling myself. Can I sell the school first? Because the kid has to like where they're going to school. But, I mean, I sell myself as a people person. I sell myself as a motivator. I sell myself as a player's coach, one that can truly understand what they're going through at whatever time they're going through. And Lord has blessed me with the gift of gab. I've just been able to say what I mean what I say, and people truly believe it. And I have yet to have any issues getting kids that I want. You know, you have the ones that go other places and they choose. But when they choose other places, they always remember Coach Henry, regardless of where they go. So if they're ever in situations that they don't like, I'm one of the first coaches that they contact. And so for me, that to me says a whole lot about what kind of a person I am and how I was able to reach them. But selling the institution to me will not be hard. It's very small and close, family knit, and I go out and recruit the players that I know need that in their lives. I'm not going to go out and set myself up for failure by recruiting the student athlete that doesn't necessarily need the extra love, you know, because that's one reason why I say I recruit the whole family. I don't just recruit a student athlete. I recruit the whole family. I want to know about your parents, your guardians, your grandparents, because if I learn about them and I have an influence on them, it allows me to learn you, but not only you, where you came from and what you will need when you step on this campus. There are some students that need more love and support from me as a basketball coach than others, but I want to know that about you before you step on this campus. Excuse me. So it's just a tactic about how you go out and you see these kids that you like and you recruiting the whole family and you know what you're able to give them. And that's basically what I sell. I sell the institution's vision, and the vision is we over me. It's not about the one, it's about all. And so the kids that believe in that, those are the ones that I want a part of my program because it makes my life a whole lot easier. But at the end of the day, I'm getting out. I've definitely contacted people that I've had great relationships in the past. I've actually got 2 commitments for 2017, and I have 4 young ladies that are coming to me in the spring who all are great student athletes and had opportunities to go to smaller Division I's. But at the end of the day, they said, I want to play for Coach Henry because I trust you and I believe in your vision.
Well, that sounds like a plan. Coach Erica Henry, the new lady in charge for women's basketball at Paul Quinn. And, Coach, I just want to tie you down and make sure that we keep in contact and that we touch bases from time to time throughout the season. And who knows, man, if the stars line up right, we might be able to sit courtside and broadcast a game or two for you. Who all knows what comes out in the near future?
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you. Come on by. We need that love and that support. I mean, the institution itself has drawn a lot of attention for what President Sorrell has done with the tuition-paying farm. That's why a lot of the young kids can come to school here and not be in a big debt. They're not going to ever be in a whole lot of debt because $15,000 to go to school here, and the tuition-paying farm is giving every student already $5,000 the day they step on campus. So there you have your other grants and your other financial aid, and so it really is a great situation for, you know, the lower income students that say the reason why they cannot go to college is because they can't afford it. That is not true. I preach broaden your horizon, broaden your education, Yes, I'm selling the institution on radio, you guys, but I just know that this institution has a lot of room for growth, and the only way we can grow is with great students.
Well, Coach Erica Henry has set the tempo, and before I close out with you, Coach, a lot of people don't understand there's some rule differences between NCAA and NAIA as far as recruiting and scholarships. Would you care to go into detail with that real quickly?
I can about the recruiting aspect. You know, there's definitely some differences on recruiting with contact with student athletes. Such as high school student athletes, I can have direct contact with them pretty much any time, as far as just like junior college coaches can. I'm sorry, did I say junior college or high school? High school, I can. Junior college, you're a freshman. I'm not allowed to contact you face to face directly until you basically gone through a semester and or a year. And as far as the scholarship situation, every institution is different. I know that a lot don't offer full rides, but and I know we don't either, but I know that financially we're in a better situation than a lot of people, and I'll say that because, like I said before, the tuition-paying farm on campus has allowed for every student that touches campus to get a $5,000 scholarship just because we have that farm that is providing monies for every student. And from there, grants, scholarships, and everything then play a factor. So I do have several student athletes on the women's basketball team that have not came out of pocket for anything since they've been here. And so we want to make sure that that's the way they lead. But yeah, I can't really speak on other schools in the NAIA because it is depending on, the financial status of the school, but just know we really are in a good situation. They just weren't in let me see the best way to put it. They didn't have an individual in place maybe that understood that and how to manipulate the system and get kids in here that don't have to pay a lot of money. So I'm just blessed that the AD has sees my vision and she told me she's going to get me what I need to be successful. So as long as I'm successful, as long as I'm pushing towards that, I'll get what I want. And at the end of the day, the kids then benefit from that.
Sounds very well in place. Coach Erica Henry, we thank you so much. The new head basketball coach at Paul Quinn, and we want to keep tabs on it here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Anything you want to share before we close this segment out, ma'am? We have homecoming. For those of you who are alums, for those of you who are not alums but just want to see good HBCU showdown on campus here, the exact date I believe is November the 5th, starting at 2 o'clock. So I think that anybody that's out there in the area want to see what the ladies have to offer this season, come on out and show some support. But we definitely kick off on November 1st versus Dillard, but our homecoming is on November the 5th. Sounds good. Coach Erica Henry and the Lady Paul Quinn will be doing basketball hardcore action starting November 1st, 2016. Coach, thank you so much, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you. I truly appreciate it.
All right. Coach Erica Henry of Paul Quinn.